All right, everybody, welcome back to the Dungeon of Doom podcast. I am free from the elevators in Canton, Ohio. Unbelievable. We'll get to that little just crazy story for the 95% of the beat from last night. But the Lions opened the preseason. 34-7 loss to the Los Angeles Chargers. As I wrote in the lead on my observations last night, you know, it was about as clean as one would expect for a primetime game in July. Just, yeah, man, it was, you know, there was some good stuff to like. It wasn't all bad, but like on the offensive side of the ball, like it's just outside of the two catches for TeSlaa, and once Love it got going a little bit, like not a ton to talk about on that side of the ball. You were at home. What stuck out to you watching at home, man? Anything stick out to you?
Well, you know what? When Stewart fumbled off that kick, I'm like, you know what? This right here sounds like a bad omen for the rest of the night, and it sounds like it was not just on the field but off the field for you guys on the beat. But you know, I would say this, like you said, it's a July preseason game, so it's not much stock that I would put into it. Nothing really popped out. It looked like it was a little lethargic. Looked like they were just kind of just going through the motions a little bit, which is, I guess you could say, is understandable. Yeah. But Love it and TeSlaa, they definitely popped out to me. I thought, you know, I never thought that Craig Reynolds was a slow guy, but he looked pretty a step quicker than I've ever seen him before. Like he's been working on his speed somehow. That's really just it that stuck out to me as far as that, you know, goes. I mean, yeah. I thought Rock Ya-Sin played a really solid game. I mean, compared to the rest of the corners like last night. I mean, he had some great hits and coverage, and those are pretty much my standouts.
Yeah, and what a way to open the NFL year, you know, losing a fumble on a kickoff return. It's under review, like it's just like, all right, gonna be one of these nights. And let's just get the story out of the way. About 95% of the beat missed Dan Campbell and most of the locker room access last night because the elevator broke. Literally dropped 3 feet. Got stuck, just started buzzing. We literally had to open the doors on the elevator. And then the Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium has no stairs that goes down to the locker room, that goes down to the area. Like, people are telling us, you can't use the stairs. You can't go down here. And we're like, our companies are spending money to have us cover this game. And like, it was the second time of the day I got stuck on an elevator in this building. As my dad was at the game last night, so I was like, all right, I got here early. Let me go see my dad in the VIP section, say what's up. Literally had to ignore a security guard to just go down the emergency exit stairs because he's like, hey, you've got to take the elevator. I'm like, it's broken. He's like, well, you can't take the stairs. And I was just kind of like, I'm going to. So, but it was just, I mean, it was absolutely a mess. We ended up outside. We get to the locker room and there's like 4 players left and Dan Campbell walks right past us and is leaving. So yeah, there was a lack of coverage and a delay in coverage last night. Don't blame me. Wasn't my fault, but no, let's get back to the good stuff. You had to update that because, I mean, I'm sure you saw all of our tweets last night. Like, what is going on?
I'm like, what? Yeah, I seen one and I seen another, and I'm like, did all of them just get stuck?
Dude. Yeah, I think Dave and Brad Galley and Tim Twentyman were the only people at Dan Campbell's press conference last night. Like, even Danny Rogers, the team reporter for the Lions, who hosts their post-game show, was stuck with us. So just so stupid. But yeah, perfectly fitting for a primetime preseason game in Canton, Ohio. But we'll get back to the on-field action. Obviously, the first half sucked. Like, let's just put it like that. Like, just kind of tough. I mean, Kyle Allen, 2 first-quarter interceptions. You got the Stewart fumble. And I'm not dogging on Stewart because I had him as one of my winners from this game. The way he recovered from that fumble, we'll get more on that later, talking about the defense. But, like, I just want to focus on the Kyle Allen part of this because it's the preseason. The backup quarterbacks are the spotlight. And disappointing. He's been good in training camp, man. Like, and I'm not just saying he's been passable. Like, he's been pretty freaking good in that backup quarterback role or the third quarterback role. That, like we've said, they've been alternating that between practices, and we'll see what they do with the starts. But Allen got the start. Just a slow throw to the right sideline that got intercepted. Forced one downfield to TeSlaa that got picked off. You know, I thought there probably should have been a penalty on the coverage. It looked pretty pushy and handsy before the ball even got there. Yeah. But, like, I don't think TeSlaa would have had a chance at that ball anyway, man.
Nah.
Yeah. What do you think about Kyle Allen, man?
Like you said, during practices, so far during training camp, he's looked poised in the pocket. He's been throwing sharp throws. All of his reads looked well, and it was just like we saw none of that last night. We saw somebody that seemed like he was a little bit unsure, trying to force the situation to happen instead of letting things come to him. And I mean, I can understand that to a degree because I mean, he is actually in a real battle for that backup spot with Hooker. So maybe he just let things get the best of him instead of just playing in his normal self, because last night, and even though we're going to talk about Hooker as well, I didn't really see too much of a showing where they really stood out from one another. Like, okay, this guy is right now is leading for number 2. I think that they didn't really do either one of them didn't do themselves too much service. But the throws that Allen made were just uncharacteristic from what we've seen from him over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, the version of Kyle Allen that we know, it was like, oh, what happened here? But I will give him a little credit. He did lead that 15-play, 65-yard scoring drive with 2 fourth-down conversions. He ran for the first down on 4th down, and then he hit Lovett with a nice play on a 4th and short before Craig Reynolds punched in their only points of the night. But yeah, let's just get the backup quarterbacks out of the way. It was interesting with Hooker. I felt like he just never really got a chance. Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's the preseason. I know they were down multiple scores, probably just trying to escape without any injuries and stuff like that in the second half. But I was like, this is a really conservative approach. I mean, he only threw 6 passes. Like,
yeah, I mean, I didn't like that as well. I would say, like, if you're going to give this guy a real shot to take that backup spot, I mean, I want to see him throw the ball. I mean, what do you got to lose right now? So, hopefully, if for Hooker's sake, when they have that next game against the Falcons, maybe he'll get to start and he'll be able to come out the gate and really show what he can do with his arm. Because Hooker, you just said it about Allen. Hooker has looked well so far in camp. I want to see what he can do coming out the gate.
Yeah, I know. I was a little disappointed in just like how just no chances. I mean, 3 of 6, 18 yards, got sacked twice. Yeah, 3 of 16, 18 yards, got sacked twice, threw an interception. Here's the thing on Hooker's interception. That one was not his fault. That ball got ripped from Lovett's hands, took away. That was a pretty good play. Not on Lovett's part, but Hooker got sacked twice. He did. I mean, you see the elusiveness. I mean, I think it was his first or his second snap in there, spun out of a sack, kept a play alive, added a couple of yards. And the one thing Dan Campbell said is that he liked how Hooker managed the game at the line of scrimmage, how he called his own audible, how he made a couple of checks, how he was seeing the field. And even Campbell said they came out of halftime like, how much do we want to push this thing down multiple scores? How aggressive do we want to get? Which kind of surprised me because, like, you've been gifted with an extra preseason game and a 3rd-round quarterback who needs every frickin' single rep he needs. And I was one of those guys when we saw that Kyle Allen was going to start, that was like, it doesn't matter. Don't worry. It's the preseason. They'll treat each half like its own game. It did matter last night because Kyle Allen got chances. Kyle Allen got chances to throw to the lead in offense that was trying to do something. And it felt like Hooker was just in there to like bleed the clock and get him out of there. I mean, like 3 completions. I mean, 6 passes. It's crazy.
Yeah, it just wasn't the fair shake that we were expecting going into this game. Like, okay, we're gonna see the Kyle Allen and Hooker get those chances because I mean, obviously we had an idea that one was going to run one half, one was going to run the other half. We didn't see that. So hopefully when they go up against the Falcons, we'll be able to see Hooker at least. I would like to see him come out the gate and start those first 2 quarters, and on top of that, hopefully they allow him to throw the ball like they've allowed Kyle Allen to throw the ball, because you're giving this guy this homework, you're giving him all these chances, you spit this high pick on him, afford him the opportunities that he's needed to go showcase what he can do to be that viable backup. Otherwise, you're back in the same position that you're in, questioning whether Hooker can be that guy, but are you really giving him a fair chance?
Yeah, I thought it was a little curious for sure, but I will say one of the standouts of the night was Isaac TeSlaa. Yeah, 2 nice catches, back-to-back plays, 24 yards, 22 yards, 2 catches for 46 yards. He got a target on the pick that Allen threw, but also important for him in that deep receiver room was how he looked on the punt coverage, in the gunner position, breaking downfield, beating 2 guys downfield, getting to the ball. But yeah, man, from the moment they put the pads on in Allen Park, he has started to shine.
The guy who is coming in and he's taking most of his chances.
Yeah.
He did it again last night. I am curious to see how he goes on moving forward next week because, we talked about they got Tim Patrick in there, but Tim Patrick is getting up there, regardless of what he does this season. TeSlaa has a chance to be a viable number 3 moving forward for this Lions team.
Oh, absolutely.
And he can be that Josh Reynolds guy that they've been looking for because you see the way he plays out there on the field, the speed, his ability to contort his body, his catching ability. He can be something really special. So I want to see more of him, especially next week against the Falcons. I was really impressed with what we were able to see from him so far, and I wish the quarterback play was better because I would like to see what more can he do, what other throws, what other routes running can you situation can you put him in to showcase his route running ability? There we go.
Yeah, I fully have seen the vision on him because not only is he the big, potentially physical target to fit in the Patrick, to fit in the Josh Reynolds mold, he showed some explosiveness last night. And it was like, all right, I knew he was an athlete. Like, I knew he was a great athlete, but he was wide open on those back-to-back passes. Wide open. And just the rep on special teams that stands out to speed, man. Speed, high motor. Talked to him after the game in the locker room, and he was cracking me up talking about the broadcast showing the security cam footage of him wearing his cuss. He's like, I didn't know that was legal. You could just show security cam footage like that but no, he's like just living out his dream, man. Playing like that. Obviously there was some jitters early on, but Ahmed said it too. Like once you get popped once or twice, you're like, it's football. It's football.
Oh yeah, you're snapping back in the thing.
Yeah, it's like I got this. The guys are just a little bigger. So I liked that. But yeah, other than that, on the offense, Dominic Love. We should talk about Dominic Love. Thought he did some really good stuff, and I thought he also looked like a rookie at times too. Had the drop on the first target. Lost the interception on the last target of the game on the hooker pass downfield. But what do you have? He had 5 catches, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 5 catches on 9 targets, 31 yards. I think he had 2 conversions on 4th down. The same stuff we've been seeing in Allen Park with him showed in Canton last night. Like crisp route runner, another high motor, wants it type of guy, man. And got a kick return rep, had a nice punt return rep that I think for 19 or 20 yards too. But and Dan Campbell said it, there was a lot of good things, but it's tough to learn on the fly like this with brutal mistakes and with the nation watching, but sometimes it's the way you got to go. And you got to expect him to bounce back. He should have caught that pass in the first quarter. You got to hold on to that thing and keep it away from the defense in the fourth quarter too. You can't Hooker's one downfield throw of the game puts it right where it needs to be. He catches it and it turns into an interception. Dan Campbell said it best. You're wearing Lions gear. You got to clean it up. You can't turn the ball over. And that was,
yesterday was
5 turnovers.
Yesterday was we saw some good and love it, but we also saw some teachable moments. Yeah. One thing that we know about Dan Campbell is that those teachable moments are going to definitely be showed up in film, and they're going to clean those up because this is a team that rarely makes the same mistakes twice, even down to their rookie. So I expect that to be cleaned up moving forward. But Love it really showed up something to me that I think they drafted him for. He showed a lot of grit out there on the field. Yeah. So I'm curious just to see how they plan on using him moving forward. This is a guy that is also trying to make this make his mark in a very stacked wide receiver room, and he has to hold on to that ball. For everything that he did good, that's going to be remembered
Yeah,
That's gonna
no
be
doubt.
the one thing that's going to be remembered from that game is he got that interception ripped from him.
Yeah, he also had a penalty on special teams too for illegal touching, and it's just, yes, he's a Brad Holmes draft pick, but he was picked 244 in the 7th round on this deep roster that the Lions have here. And I mean, Lovett's in a tough spot. Like, I think he has a chance, no doubt about it. What he's doing on punt return and kick return, like, that's going to help him. What he can do on special teams beyond just returning too is going to help him, but you have to convince them to keep 6 wide receivers because there's Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jamison Williams and Tim Patrick and Khalif Raymond and TeSlaa. You got to convince them to keep 6. They could, for sure. But, like, you know, there was some good, there was some bad, there's some stuff to work with. But yeah, that's somebody I'm super interested in. But let's flip it to the defensive side of the ball, because I do got to give Grant Stewart some love. I mean, not only did he recover defensively from the opening fumble on the kickoff return, had a great sack where he like flipped, didn't know where he was, thought he was he thought he was tackling the running back, he said, and then he realized it was the quarterback, and it was like, sweet, got a sack. And he also, you know what, he fumbled on his first kick return, but he also had a 36-yard kickoff return too. I mean, I know people are like, what the hell is Grant Stewart doing returning kicks? They've been doing that in Allen Park. He's looked fast, he's looked physical. That was something that I know us in the press box were like, oh my God, I hope they actually give Grant Stewart a chance to return kicks. And they did, man. Yeah, the sack was awesome. He's active. He's physical. He's got that long, beautiful flowing hair out there.
Playing with his hair on. He literally looked like he's playing with his hair on fire when he's out there on the field. It's just another guy that you see why they brought him out there. Like, you know, even with the fumble, on the kick return, just the way he was playing all night, he was aggressive. He was all over the field. He was somebody that brought the intensity. Like, in a game that really did not look that great defensively, you at least saw the intensity out of him, like he was trying to set a tone.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, Ahmed, the 6th-round rookie out of Boise State, man. Oh, my goodness. He celebrates every tackle or play he makes like it's a Super Bowl winning play. And I'm not making fun of him. I love it. It was cracking us up last night in the press box, and we had to ask him about it. And, yeah, he had some fun with us. But then he got real, and he's just like, man, I cried before the game. He's like, I FaceTime my dad, and I, like, tilt the phone down, and I see that NFL logo on my chest. And he's just like, it's crazy the journey I've taken to get here. Just learned English in the last like 6 years. He's very new to football, and man, he's raw. It's not always clean, but when he's on the field, he I don't know, man. He's so active. There's such a high motor. He is physical. I you know what? I've been kind of trying to like tamper the flames on him a little bit, you know, just like, hey, chill. Like, I don't know what's going to happen with him. I don't know if he's going to break that rotation or not. But he had multiple pressures, showed a couple of pass rush moves, and just nearly got a sack himself, and just seemed really – he was further – I know it's the preseason, but, like, he played a lot of snaps, and he was a lot further along than I thought he was going to be.
I think what it is with Ahmed is that when you hear him talk about his life story and everything that he's gone through, just learning the English language, just learning the game of football. He's only playing football for about 7 years. Just knowing that he's going through, him crying on the field, him celebrating is pretty much just being appreciative of this moment, because his story is unlike anybody else's.
Yeah.
That you know we talked to, or we've been covering. So I'm pretty sure they're going to kind of get him to dial that back. But you know, for the first game, just going through everything that he's been through, I can expect why he might have been celebrating after every move and everything like that. But I mean, it's I understand it, but I mean, the promise is there.
Yeah, it is.
I think he's going to be one of those guys that gets better with every rep, every snap. Because I mean, he appears to be a quick learner, like you said, just off of how he's progressing in his activity out there in the field. I would say, given the right opportunities and if he continues to trend upward, whether he cracks the rotation or not remains to be seen. But he's definitely going to be a quality depth piece for this team.
Yeah, and something that played to his advantage last night is that Agudi and Ukwu didn't really do much. And Ahmed was the guy that kept standing out, that kept kind of popping off the screen a little bit, man. And I just love it, man. The one thing he talked about the most last night is that desire to want to get better. And he didn't realize he couldn't watch film on the sideline in the NFL. He's like, in college, you can watch plays back. In the NFL, you're just looking at pictures. So he's like, I'm going up to Hutch. Like, what do you say, man? What do you see? What do you see? What do you see? I'm going up to Coach. What do you see? What do you see? He's learning special teams for the first time. He's doing everything he can to get on the field. And like, I would just say right now, like, I'm not cementing him as Lawrence Taylor, as Kelvin Shepard, or whoever liked to say the other day, but like much further along, much more short term to work with than I thought there was going to be. So that's pretty cool because he's no, exactly, man. He's got a really cool story, and just man. Elsewhere on the defense, man, we got to just there's nothing to talk about, but like former 3rd round pick Brodric Martin, there's just nothing. There was nothing. You know, the Chargers, when they got down in those goal to go situations, they just kind of powered it down the field. And
Martin, they had their way.
Yeah, and I mean, there were a couple plays where I was just watching Martin, like, come on, man, let's see what you got here. Watching. It just seemed like he got moved off the nose tackle too often against the run, and just, I don't know. I don't know how long that's going to last, you know, especially with the way Pat O'Connor is playing, especially with what Roy Lopez has looked with his fit. And then Tyleek and DJ and who knows, man, and Wingo potentially coming back. I don't know, man. I don't know how long the Brodric Martin experience is going to last.
I tell you this much, and I'm hate to sound like a broken record, but if he has 3 weeks left now.
Yeah.
He has 3 games left. I think if he does not really have a standout showing in these opportunities over these next 3 games, he would not make this 53-man roster.
No.
Who knows if he even gets if they even try to bring him back for practice squad, because it hasn't been there since they've had him.
No.
So it's like, you know, what and it's no disrespect, but it's just, if we have not gotten anything out of you by now, are we going to get anything? What are we going to get anything out of you in general? And what reason do we have to keep you?
Yeah, I don't really know what it is either, because he looked good in the preseason before he hurt his knee last year, and it was like, all right, and that kind of gave me, I don't want to say confidence, but kind of, you know, let me continue to talk about him as much as we have. Like, man, it's a 3rd round pick. It's a big guy. You're playing against the 2nd and 3rd team offensive line and not moving bodies, not stuffing gaps, not getting stops, just need more, man. Like you said, 3 weeks. He's got to start doing something, or he might not make 3 weeks. I mean,
it definitely could be one of those situations where he does it, because there are guys out there that, hey, they can come in and probably make some noise. And again, not saying they will make the team, but the Lions will at least be able to get a good look. Okay, this is the guy we can bring back for practice squad, or hey, maybe this is the guy we can bring in for the rotation, because we still got some guys that are going to be out for quite some time. This is supposed to be Brodric Martin's time to step up and cement himself in this defense. Hey, I've dropped the weight. I know the system. I can put this together, and we're not getting it.
Yeah. Yep. Just 2 more defenders we'll run through. We talked about Rock Ya-Sin.
Oh, yeah.
Woo, physical as hell. So physical. He only had 2 tackles last night, but both tackles were touchdown-saving tackles. I mean, they were literally both touchdown-saving tackles. He flies around the field. He's good in coverage. He's been physical in Allen Park. He's just one of those guys that just fits in with the style and the physicality. And I mean, I think he's gonna make it. Like, if he continues to do anything what he's been doing in practice in the preseason, you got a depth corner right there, especially with Ennis Rakestraw having I know he's working back from injuries. I know he hasn't practiced fully, but like, man, he got cooked by that rookie wideout on the 3rd down, illegal hands to the face, just played a lot, didn't do much good. And that's tough for him. But yeah, Ya-Sin, that was great. I thought he was one of the best players on the field last night.
Oh, absolutely. Just that first one, it was just like, wow. I don't know how it sounded to you guys up there in the press box, but on TV you heard that crack. I'm like, oh snap. But that is, with a team that has a Super Bowl window like the Lions, I mean, if you're able to have a veteran cornered come in, stand out in camp, stand out in these preseason games, you can't overlook them because, I mean, this is a team that was peppered with injuries on the defensive side of the ball all last season, and they lacked that depth at that corner. They lacked the depth on the defensive line. They lacked the depth at they had depth at linebacker. They just went through it. So let me take that back.
No doubt.
But if you're able to get Yasin and he continues to play that way, I mean, that is a guy that I did not have on my projection for the 53-man. But I mean, continues to play that way, you got to revisit.
Yeah, no doubt. I'll have my first 53-man roster projection coming out of the Falcons preseason game next week, but we'll talk about just really quickly the safety room. There is a battle for those final two spots behind Branch and Joseph. I thought Lawrence Strickland had a tough game, really bit hard on the play action touchdown pass to open the game. Also was the first guy to the ball, I think, on the touchdown run later in the first quarter. And then you got Canton, the kid out of Grand Valley State, with just a thunderous hit when he was playing. Like, that dude, man, I love the just freak athletes, man. He's just such a raw project, but there's just been moments that flash like that with him. And I mean, that was an awesome hit he had. And I mean, Strickland, I mean, he made this roster as an undrafted guy last year. And right now, I mean, he's getting pushed by Dan Jackson, a 7th round pick, and Kennelly, an undrafted guy out of Grand Valley. So we'll see what happens there. Yeah.
But funny story about Kennelly. I'm watching the game, and I get a text from my sister, and she was like, "How's Ian Kennelly doing?" I'm like, "What?
What?
Why are you asking me this? He's my friend." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I forgot. You do go to Grand Valley."
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
So I'm like, you've never texted me about football ever in life, but you texted me about that.
Yeah, that's funny.
Well, sis, if you're watching this, he did good.
yeah, it was a good first showing. 2 brief injury updates. I did see Dan Skipper leaving the locker room in a walking boot. I guess he told Justin Rogers it's a low ankle sprain. Kenny Yeboah got hurt on the final play of the third quarter, said it was a leg injury. I forget who he told, sorry, but he told somebody, and we were walking back to the bus and said he thinks he avoided a serious injury there. And that was it. I mean, that's sucks about Skipper because offensive tackle depth, you need it, especially, I mean, that he started 5 games last year, used extra blockers. We'll see what happens there. Manu entered the game with for Skipper after he went down, and man, sloppy night on special teams. Bates missed a kickoff, the muffed punt by Keeney James, the opening kickoff return. The
Keeney James one was wild.
Oh, that hurt.
I was like, "Oh man, that
hurt."
That hurt bad.
I know. I was like, "Oh no, let it go, let it go." No, it's like because it's just like. And then again, man.
I think that's another teachable moment. Just hey,
for sure.
Next time, just let that one go.
But yeah, I'm ready to get the hell out of Canton, man.
I do have one question for you, Ben.
Please.
Just want to get your opinion. What did you think about John Morton calling from the booth as opposed to being on the sidelines?
You know what? I've thought about that. What would I want to do as an offensive coordinator? I think I'd want to be in the booth too. You see the field more clearly. You can kind of visualize stuff. You got the headsets. You got direct communication with Goff. You got direct communication with Campbell. Like, honestly, I would, that's just, I think it's just a personal preference thing. I think some guys like to feel it, be down there. Morton with that bird's eye view from the press box, man, you can really see everything. You get a feel for everything. It's interesting. I know he said something about that the other day in Allen Park, like, I'll be up in the booth anyway. And it's a good question to ask him next time we get to talk to him is why, who taught you that? And when did you learn you wanted to call plays that way? But yeah, that is interesting for sure. Because I kept looking for him on the sideline. Then I was like, oh yeah, he's over here.
Yeah, because this is the dynamic that we have not, seen.
Exactly. Yeah.
And, under this regime. So I'm like, okay, I wonder, like you said, he does have that advantage of being able to see the whole field, but I wonder with him not being on the sideline directly, does that change anything as far as connection? I mean, he still can dial in, with the headphones and whatnot, but just curious.
Yeah, and I'll just say this for anybody. I saw some Dov Kleiman, who all of you should have blocked anyway.
Oh,
I don't even seriously. Oh wow, look at Dan Campbell without Ben Johnson. I'm like, it's a July. This is a message to everyone. It is July 1st. It is a preseason game. It is the year 2025. Is this your first day watching football? It's the preseason. They're not giving anything away. It is vanilla by design. Don't freak out. You can look at individual performances and feel some type of way about that. They're not running their offense. They're not giving that away, especially with the first-year coordinator. Especially with some of the tweaks that they're going to show this year, it sounds like it's not the offense. Chill. Yeah. Everyone chill. It's not the offense, especially last night's version.
Chris Collinsworth said that last night. He said that during the broadcast. He said, look, I know there's going to be a lot of people in Detroit that want to write about this game and talk about it. This game means nothing.
He said it 4 times. I was sitting next to Eric in the press box, and he's like, listen to this. And it's just like, Chris Collinsworth, this game don't matter. Guys, this game does not matter. I was like, what did I get stuck in an elevator for then?
Yeah, yeah, I would just say the game was just to be able to see, okay, I'll call it a glorified scrimmage. I mean, you obviously saw some things that you did not like.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
it's nothing to freak out about. I mean, one thing that we've seen from Dan Campbell under this current regime is that they clean stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
And this is all new. So this is not a game that I would freak out about. If you're telling me that if you saw that game week 1 in Green Bay with the starters, I'd be like, okay, we're in for it. We're talking about guys that are on the field trying to make the team.
Yes. These are deep roster guys trying to make the team. Nobody's giving away their state secrets. And there's a reason why the Lions and Chargers each get an extra preseason game, because this game is different. Listen, I loved checking out the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and it's a cool stadium and stuff like that. But just apologies for the delays on the workflow. Not only did we get stuck in elevators, not only did the stadium make us miss Dan Campbell and locker room access, but then they kick us out of the press box immediately too. We work for 4 hours after a game ends in a press box. And then you go back to the hotel and you work more. Nope. They were closing the press box down, had to hop on a school bus shuttle, had to drive 30 minutes back to Akron and start. So that's what happened there. That's a message for 90% of the beat. Yeah, man, it's Lions are off for a couple of days. I think we're back in Allen Park on Sunday.
Yep.
And then in the blink of an eye, it'll be Atlanta, and technically preseason. What is this, week 0 this last week?
This would be 0, and now this would be the technical first preseason game.
All right. I think that about does it, folks. Brief update. Alex Anzalone did get some money pushed his way. Not the situation he was looking for. But
I'm sure that wasn't it.
But it wasn't nothing, and they did open up some playtime incentives, and they did guarantee money in case of injury and stuff like that. But okay, yeah, that was my reaction when I saw that come through, and I was just like, huh, all right, this remains weird. But that about does it. 34 minutes on a July 31st preseason game is about a little too much. That's what are we doing? But hope you all enjoyed it. We'll have more. MLive.com/Lions. I'm ready to get back to the best state in the union. I am Ben Raven. He's Kory Woods. Also, check out our new weekly Roar newsletter. Pretty freaking cool. Pretty impressed with how that turned out.
I was like, this is nice.
Really, it looks clean, guys. We'll have a column, question of the week. No, I know. I'm being real. I saw the first one that came through yesterday at 10 a.m. and I was like, damn, nice job, MLive. This is really good stuff. Like, this is awesome. I think you guys will like that. Kind of compresses the week's biggest news, questions, history. You'll get a column from one of us every other week. Just another way to get your Lions news. And if you guys got any questions at any time, 24/7, 365, send an email, dungeonofdoom@mlive.com. I'm Ben Raven. He is Kory Woods. We are your Dungeon of Doom podcast.